South Africa took over the G20 Presidency from Brazil in December 2024 and has championed the theme Solidarity, Equality and Sustainability. Aligned with this theme, the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation, under the leadership of Minister Nzimande and Deputy Minister Gina, has sought to advance, through its chairship of the G20 Research and Innovation Working Group, an agenda focused on open innovation, biodiversity information for sustainable development, as well as diversity, equity, inclusivity, and accessibility in science, technology, and innovation. South Africa's G20 presidency has in many ways built on the foundation laid by the G20 presidencies, including those of Brazil, India, Indonesia, and China. And in the Research and Innovation Working Group, the focus has been to take forward the outcomes of the 2024 ministerial meeting hosted in Manaus. Our proposed Tshwane package of deliverables therefore directly seek to support agreed G20 initiatives, such as the implementation of the G20 strategy to promote open innovation cooperation and the G20 recommendations on diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility in science, technology, and innovation. South Africa is proud to announce Deliverable 1.1, the launch of the G20 Open Innovation Platform of Platforms. The Platform of Platforms showcases the innovation landscapes, instruments, programs, policies, and tools across the G20 partnership. This digital platform, which will be a tool to enable open innovation partnerships, will be hosted on the CSIR's Innovation Bridge portal as a legacy initiative beyond South Africa's G20 presidency. The South African government will host the portal, supported and maintained by the CSIR. Deliverable 1.2, the G20 Open Innovation Demonstrator Project on Disaster Risk Reduction DRR Hackathon. A virtual hackathon on forecasting informal urban expansion and flood risk brought together 17 global teams from G20 and other partners. Through harnessing digital innovation for development, the hackathon showed how collaboration in the spirit of open innovations, solutions can be provided to contribute to global challenges such as natural disasters, water resilience, climate change, amongst others. And today we are proud to announce the solutions provided through these hackathons. These solutions will be deployed in South Africa and through multilateral and bilateral relations with Kenya and Mozambique. Deliverable 2.1, Regional and/or Sub-Regional Technical and Scientific Cooperation Support Centers of the Convention on Biological Diversity, CBD. To take forward the work done in Brazil in 2024, under South Africa's G20 presidency, the Research and Innovation Working Group considered the exciting potential for enhanced cooperation between the Global Biodiversity Information Facility, GBIF, and Regional Sub-Regional Convention on Biological Diversity Centers for Biodiversity Data Collection. This cooperation will enable partnerships such as GBIF to enhance biodiversity data skills and capacity enhancement at regional level, opening the door to new national participants and the creation of national biodiversity information facilities. It will thus be an important support for scientific capabilities to better conserve and for sustainable use of our biodiversity. Deliverable 2.2, Natural History Collections Collaboration Seminar. The Natural History Museums and Natural Science Collections are increasingly recognized as essential research knowledge centers. Beyond their scientific importance, these collections hold significant economic value. During the two-day seminar in May in Mpumalanga Province, which was attended by more than 60 global participants, key issues were discussed, including one of the most foundational elements of biodiversity science: the collections that underpin our understanding of the natural world. As an outcome, the seminar and workshop produced the Mpumalanga Roadmap for advancing global collaboration in natural history collections, outlining potential collaborative opportunities and a roadmap for essential research infrastructure to document patterns in biological diversity and changes over time. Deliverable 2.3 Catalogue of Life. It is also proposed that our ministerial meeting will welcome efforts to continue to develop the Catalogue of Life, a registry or list of all the world species. Sustained backing for the development of the catalogue and other related international cooperation initiatives to support the strengthening of biodiversity data systems nationally, regionally, and globally is again not only a powerful investment in biodiversity for science, but also in safeguarding our collective natural heritage. Deliverable 2.4 Africa's Human Genetic Diversity Research Capacity. One of the most pressing issues for scientific investment to better serve global health is to better understand Africa's rich human genetic diversity. In order to advance such critically needed global collaboration within the framework of the Research and Innovation Working Group, an online workshop of 87 technical experts was co-hosted by the International Center for Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology, ICGEB, in partnership with CSIR. The focus was to develop strategies for global research capacities related to Africa's human genetic diversity. The workshop report presented to the ministerial meeting will constitute a strategic roadmap for future cooperation efforts. Deliverable 3.1 Diversity, Equity, Accessibility and Inclusivity, DEAI in Science, Technology and Innovation. In an effort to ensure access to the STI enterprise, a compendium of policy best practices across the G20 member and invited guest countries has been compiled to demonstrate how STI policies and instruments promote diversity, equity, inclusion and accessibility in science, technology and innovation. The compendium complements the concept of open science, and we are proud to be launching it here today, and it will be hosted on a dedicated portal to be hosted by UNESCO. Deliverable 3.2 UNESCO Go-Spin Portal. Brazil, South Africa and UNESCO will co-fund the modification of the UNESCO Global Observatory of Science, Technology and Innovation Policy Go-Spin Portal to allow monitoring of policies and instruments. The first knowledge resource on the portal will be the compendium. UNESCO will continue to monitor the implementation of these policies as a concerted effort to ensure the implementation of the G20 recommendations on diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility in science, technology, and innovation. South Africa and Brazil will provide long-term support for this portal. Deliverable 3.3 Recommendations on Science Engagement. G20 recommendations on science engagement were developed calling for ongoing interaction between scientists and the public to foster mutual understanding of science and its benefits to society. The recommendations emphasize the need to adapt policies and infrastructures to promote open science, enabling diverse and broader participation, transparency, and access to scientific knowledge. Investments in education, skills, and science to promote a scientifically literate society capable of contributing to and benefiting from science. And build trust, advancing communication, mutual understanding, and collaboration to encourage diverse and broad public participation in science management. The recommendations will be submitted to the ministerial meeting for endorsement. Deliverable 3.4 Women and Girls in Science Side Event. The UNESCO Women and Girls in Science Side Events, hosted in February and September, provided a platform to share insights and best practices in addressing the gender gap in science, technology, engineering and mathematics, STEM fields and education. The side events, co-hosted in partnership with UNESCO, W20, and the Organization for Women in Science from the Developing World, OWSD, and Women in Engineering, heard the voices of female high school learners, young and established women scientists, gender equality advocacy organizations, and science research organizations. A report from these side events will serve as a valuable resource of solutions to address the gender gap in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.